Hello, everybody. We never know whether we're live or not, so I think we are. So I'm just going to start talking. I'm Betsy. This is Stacy. Welcome, welcome. We always have really good topics to talk about related to healing the metabolism, restoring the metabolism. We really gear it up for women who tend to be near that stage in life where their hormones are shifting or have shifted. So if you are in that category where you're saying, I might have a slow metabolism and I do struggle with my health, maybe my weight, and I have a busy life and I'm a woman and I can tell my body's shifting, then you are at the right place. And today we're going to talk about a cool topic of like, I'm going to go a little negative here of what might be wrecking your metabolism and why.
Oh yeah, no, but you know what? This is a good thing to talk about because very often people we say like how to nourish it, but we don't say like what's really wrecking it,
I know.
right? And so can I hazard a guess as to what the first thing you say
Look,
is?
I'm going to start
Okay.
with a blanket statement.
Okay.
Okay, because this is honestly, I kind of want to like create like a whole talk around this because I want everyone to think common sense. I don't want you to think about like what is advertised out there, all these different diets, what doctors tell you. Like, I want you to think common sense right now. So, the metabolism wants, do you think it wants to be like nourished and it wants to be restored and healed and fueled properly? Or do you think that the metabolism wants to be deprived, shocked, and overworked and stressed? What do you guys think? Cool. Um,
I
so
know, I know I
like
really
I'm gonna
like to
mimic you.
be, I know I really like to be shocked and overworked and like that feels like, well, unfortunately, I feel like a lot of people do like to be in that state.
Yeah, but we're just going common sense
Yeah,
wise because we're going to
right.
just say, what do you think the body really wants? So let us know about you, like, and just say, does it want to be? Let's just use it nourished. The metabolism want to be nourished or deprived? What do you think is the answer?
Yeah.
Okay,
And I
I'll
think too that you could even take yourself out of your own body. Say you have a child or somebody else that you love, an elderly parent, whatever. Do you think that you should nourish their metabolism or should you deprive it?
yeah,
Sometimes it's easier for people to take
yeah,
themselves out of their own body and
absolutely.
look at somebody else and be like, okay, I've got a 11-year-old,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and they need to go to school and think all day.
Mm-hmm.
So what I should do is give them coffee and no food and tell them to
Brilliant.
hang on until about noon, and then they're allowed to eat some chicken and lettuce. But up
Mhm.
until that point, they should really just kind of go off of the coffee high and
Yes,
those feelings of being jittery. And they should do that.
because that
And
makes sense. Hmm.
then and then
Yes.
I should
No,
just let the teacher deal with it.
I like that, like thinking of it not just yourself, because we tend to like get wrapped up in our own world and our brain gets a little warped. We can't think clearly about ourselves. Even when we're knowledgeable about the topic, it's like it's a whole different ballgame when it's about yourself. So thinking of it as another person and even like a newborn baby, I use that example sometimes because that is the epitome of the best metabolism ever. It's just going through food they have, it squirts out. It's like they're just and they have just constant energy, you know.
And you have to feed them like every 2 hours or whatever. Like it's
Well,
crazy, you
if
know?
they had
So
their way, a newborn baby, the best metabolism in the world, has their way, they would be on your teat like 24/7.
yeah. Well,
And
I know.
then we slowly wean like a newborn baby to like every, like 2 hours. Then it's like every 3 hours. And then we're working on the sleep pattern and stuff. So it's us who try to like separate it. And we find it works. Like if we do every 3 hours and then we get good quality sleep. And so sooner or later, they start to adapt to that routine. So that makes sense. So just to be clear, the metabolism, we use that. You could use the term just what does the body want? Does it want to be nourished? It's just think about all your body systems and organs working in synergy, and they need a lot of energy and care and love and nurturing in order to work properly and to work at the best and to rev the metabolism, get it working better than depleting it. So obviously we all know the answer, it makes sense when we start to really step back and think about it. The metabolism wants to be nourished, fueled, nurtured, and not deprived, shocked, overworked. Okay. So let's give some scenarios. I liked yours, definitely.
That's what I'm going
Um,
to start doing with my 11-year-old. I'm going to just start giving him a bunch of coffee and being like, your teacher can deal with it. It's fine. It's good.
got you out of the house, you did everything,
I did it. Check, check, check.
Yeah.
Yeah, got it. He was so happy when he got on the bus. I don't
Yeah.
know why he's having emotional breakdowns at 10. I don't get it.
Okay, how about Stace? What about if I'm trying to slim down and I'm going to just cut carbs completely? Do you think that is nurturing and nourishing the body, or do you think it is depleting it?
I think that it's a little
Shocking.
bit of a shock since your brain and every other system of your body needs carbs in order to get fuel. It's the easiest way for it to get fuel,
Hmm. Yeah.
which there's a reason why it's the easiest way for it to get fuel. They're pretty abundant in our life, and it should, again, going with like, should we make everything hard for the metabolism? Should we only eat things that our body has to work really hard to extract energy from and like do,
Mhm.
neoglucogenesis? Like it has to like literally change the chemical structure of it. And
Yeah.
it's like, or should we just give it what it wants?
Yeah.
Should we make it hard or should we just give it what it wants?
Yeah.
Probably
Absolutely.
give it what it
So
wants.
it's, yes, you're using the terms, it's shocking the metabolism and it's overworking the metabolism, meaning stress hormones are activated, and sooner or later, women who already have shifting hormones, when you activate the stress hormones on top of it, then it's going to equal weight gain in the end. Doesn't work no matter what. So, so that, I mean, that I think is a good example just because so many people don't think of going, cutting carbs completely as being like they think of it as a healthy thing. So think of it more as a big picture, step away from it, and and just if we did that to our kids and we gave them no carbs constantly, they would have cravings like crazy at the end of the day. And they'd be having so many highs and lows, and it would make sense on them. I don't know why it doesn't always make sense on us.
Yeah. Okay. I've got a question. So let's say you don't wake up hungry. And so because you don't really have mm, the body telling you like that you should eat, is that the best time to just use willpower and not eat?
Yeah.
What do you think? Is that like, should
Yeah,
you
like
just
some
go
people
with
will say,
that?
I'm listening to my body. And that's, I have a lot of willpower then. So I'm going to not eat then. But yes, what the metabolism wants, okay, a healthy metabolism will wake up hungry and thirsty.
Yeah. And it's like, I don't know. I was going to say something else. I can't remember what it was. I'm listening to my body, and it's like, I don't think you are.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, if you, or I mean, it could not be talking to you. So maybe you're listening to it
Yeah.
that way.
I mean,
Or
people say I'm
I know what I
listening to
was
my
going to say.
body.
I know what I was going to say is what people don't think about is what happened later on in the day. And
Hmm.
that what you did earlier in the day is actually affecting what happens later on in the day. So
Big
very
time.
often people don't correlate that. They're like, I had lunch. Like, why am I so hungry? Why am I so snacky? Like
Yeah.
around 3 p.m.
Yeah.
or
Why do I want to fall asleep at my desk at 4? Hmm.
yeah, or whatever it is. I just ate. And it's like, yeah, but you didn't
Yeah.
eat earlier. So now you're
Yes.
crashing. So yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah. So for number one, just think of that equation, or the sentence here that we want to nurture and nourish our metabolism. And going from no food whatsoever at nighttime all the way up till maybe like 6 p.m. the night before, and then waking up and not eating more and starting to activate the body and using the brain, using the muscles without any fuel is a no-brainer to me. That is definitely shocking the body, and it's overworking it and depriving it.
People
So
don't think about how much your brain uses. Your
true,
brain uses a lot of fuel,
it does.
and I think sometimes people are, sedentary or whatnot, and they're like, oh, well, I don't burn it off. But they have like a stressful job all day.
Yep.
They're like, I just sit around all day and do like a lot of thinking or whatever. And it's like, your
Hmm.
brain burns a lot of calories. It requires a lot of fuel. So if you are doing that, then give
It
it some
does.
carbs.
It does.
Don't just give it caffeine, even though it screams for it and says, "Oh, that's what I want. I
Right.
just want the caffeine. That's my favorite."
Yes, yes.
So,
And
yeah.
great point about just getting in tune with your body and knowing like, oh, like it doesn't it made sense in the morning, but it did not make sense later in the day. It really backfired on me. So start to find that correlation. As a nutritionist, like if someone tells me, oh, I'm tired at like 3 o'clock or I have cravings, I go back like 2 to 3 meals. I figure out like if I'm gonna investigate and figure that out, it's usually it might even go through the night before. So we need to know, like, it really has a chain effect. Okay, Stacey, talking about coffee, what if I were to say, I I love coffee. I can't give it up. And I have like four probably cups of coffee, maybe two Starbucks that are large Starbucks, like do you
Two venties, two
Benzies?
so
I don't even
40
know the name
ounces.
for it. Uh-huh. Is that
two
is
two
that
40
good?
ounces.
Is that nurturing for the metabolism, or is
Well,
it
it is
tough?
fun to go to Starbucks. I'm gonna say I love going to Starbucks. I do. It's a third place, right? They've crafted it. Well, they sell a legal drug and they've crafted it to be like a third place. So it's not home, it's not work, it's your third place.
Yeah,
So
true.
it's super fun to go there. But are you fueling your body with the things that are like best for it to go through the day? Probably not. Probably not.
Yes. And our is the coffee is going to like it's going to dehydrate you. So that's
Mhm.
like, oh, your body's like now a little bit more in shock, and it's going to suppress your appetite, meaning you'll probably go not just like 3 hours without eating, 4 hours, five, but it could be like 6, 7, 8 hours where you're like, I don't really need to eat. And that metabolism is like, why are you doing this to me? You're giving me kind of fake energy, like pretend energy, and then not giving me any fuel for a long period of time. So,
Yeah, I mean, all caffeine really does is like block your neuroreceptors that tell you you're tired.
mhm,
And it's a stimulant, so it kind of jacks up your heart rate and like your sympathetic nervous system. So it's like it it blocks your neurotransmitters telling you you're hungry and it jacks up your like heart rate. So you get anxiety and anxious and that kind of stuff, which then people perceive as like, I have energy. And
yeah.
really what you have is like an elevated heart rate and blood pressure
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
like anxiety. What you really have is anxiety. And here's the thing. I love coffee. I do love coffee. I know you're not a
Yeah.
coffee drinker, but I
I'm not,
love
but I'm not like
coffee.
I know it's not like it's
Yeah.
natural. It's got
Yeah.
some positives. Uh-huh.
Yeah, no, it does. I love it so much. And I do like to get a jacked feeling, but I don't like if I crash. And I do, if I'm really reflecting, I really prefer a day where I'm like calm all day with calm energy. It's kind of fun, like to get a
Mhm.
little maniacal sometimes. I'm not, let's be honest, for some people it's fun. For me,
Yep.
it's fun. For
Yep.
you, it might not be, but
Oh no, I would get major anxiety. Uh-huh. If
well,
I
and
had that
that's the
much
thing.
coffee, I might go in the hospital.
That's the
Um,
thing. Some days it hits different. And instead of getting like a maniacal high, I get anxiety. and I get like really frustrated or easily and like aggravated and like agitated, and I don't know what's going to happen when I have coffee. Am I going to get agitated and aggravated and anxiety, or am I just going to get like a like I don't know.
Yeah, I know
So,
most people drink it so regularly that it's like it doesn't, they're not in tune with their body to know how it's really affecting them. They just kind of know they're in like a tough place where they're stuck and they're struggling with some health issues. So it's not until you can get to this place where your immune system is more sensitive, your stress hormones are less activated, that you can be like, oh, wow, that's what it does to me. Um, so that's called a metabolism working. So good job, Stace. You're helping your metabolism.
yeah.
So one more I'm going to throw at you. Like, what do you think about someone who says, I'm trying to be healthier and I need to exercise? So I'm going to do like double workouts on these 3 days. And then the others, I'm going to do like some cardio or something like that.
Um, I mean, again, I'm somebody that loves to work out, right? And I love a hit workout, but if you're not listening to your body, that's when you start to get more anxiety, you start to get injured, you're more dehydrated, it affects your sleep.
Yeah. Cravings
You
usually because
like
we
your
can't move
cravings
with the
go
muscle.
up, like all
Mhm.
of these different things start to happen that you don't relate to the fact that you've been exercising more than you need to. Like you think it's just a work stress or whatever, but it's like,
Yeah.
no, it's because you've just been working out so much and like you get a cold that you can't get rid of, or like a sore throat or whatever it is. It's just something that's just
Hmm.
your body is not 100%. You're stiff, you're you
Yes.
things ache, whatever.
So
Yeah.
we're obviously we both love exercise. I'm certified for training too and teach yoga and I love working out on a daily basis, but I listen to my body. So just if you are overworking out, let's just be clear, that will hurt your metabolism.
Yeah, it isn't because I work out every day too. But it is like if you work it out too much, too
Mhm.
much, you're not going to feel great. And then you're not going to be able to get good workouts when you do want to go hard,
Mhm.
like when it counts, because you're going to
Right.
be totally,
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun
totally
to have like
tired.
a tough workout every once in a while and be like, yeah, like I feel
Yeah,
good.
especially like if you're in a sport and you need to
Yeah.
call upon it, like
Mhm.
you and I are both in sports, and like sometimes you want to like be able to like bring it.
Yeah.
But if you work out hard every day and then you're going to a tough practice or
Yeah.
challenging yourself in a race or something like that, and you've been going hard, 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 you're not going to be able to bring it. So
Exactly. Yep. Okay, so I hope it's clear. Think about it, like when you do something in life, think about it. Is it nurturing and nourishing your body and your metabolism? Or are you shocking it, overworking it, stressing it out, depriving it, and damaging your body and your metabolism? So we went through some common examples. Let us know in the chat if there are any other things that you want us to evaluate. We could definitely do another talk about that or at least get back to you about it.
yeah.
Okay, guys, thank you for joining. Appreciate.
Have a great day, guys. Bye. Oh, my dog knows we're done.
Goodbye. Maggie.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.